Hello everybody, Floppy Hat Photos back here again for another episode of my 52 kayaking trips in 2017. And today's trip was trip number 2. Ended up back at the same spot that we ended up having trip number 1 at, but it was a much different kayaking trip this time. On the way up there to pick up Richard, Karen's father, I stopped by a place and bought myself a third kayak. It's what they call a tri-balance. It's got 2 outriggers, so it's super stable. It's wicked awesome for that ability. I'm hoping I can stand up and fish out of it even maybe. There's lots of things I want to try and do with this thing. But because I now have a third one, it allowed us to kayak a lot longer today. Unlike before, I took Richard out a little bit, made sure he knew what he was doing, came back and sat on the sidelines the whole time. I was able to kayak with them, with all 3 of us together at the same time. And we even had another visitor. I had a puppy with me for this trip, so there was actually 4 of us kayaking, 3 kayakers and 1 puppy who kept trying to climb out of the kayak a lot, but then luckily fell asleep and then just slept his little butt off the whole time, and then eventually woke up again and it was a little bit more of a pain in the butt. So tiny little pit bull puppy named Rocco that I've been babysitting this week. Oh my God, so damn adorable, so cute, amazing little guy. Had a great time in the kayak with me. Like I said, once I got him settled down, once I got him to go to sleep, he just didn't care a bit. That just the roast in the water and stuff, he was all about it. Absolutely, absolutely loved it. So super stoked about that whole process. Went really well. We ended up putting in at Ormond Beach. There's like 5 little, ponds, retention ponds, whatever you want to call them. Anytime you build residential or any type of major construction here in Florida, you have to allow for the water runoff to go somewhere. That's hence why these got built, and they built the housing complex years ago. Then a handful of years ago, they actually cut canals between them all and built canals into them so you can kayak from each pond to one another, which is great. Also makes it a lot easier for the alligators and stuff to get around without having to climb out across the street and freak out the neighbors. It's really cool. So we end up, all 3 of us, 4 count the puppy, paddled all the way over throughout the entire thing. All 5 ponds, came back, was a great time. Absolutely had a lot of fun. Ended up seeing myself a little gator out in the water, probably maybe, I don't know, 2 foot or something like that, and maybe a 2.5 foot. Saw it to the side, I kind of paddled over to it, it popped back under, and it popped back up on me, and I was finished. I was probably, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 yards from it. And I took a couple strokes and was trying to coast into it. And by the time I got probably about 8 feet from it, where I was trying to decide if I wanted to try and reach down and grab it or not, with a puppy and a gator both in the boat, might not have been the best idea. But it was, as it was getting close enough, it popped under and then didn't see it again. So that sucked. That was in the middle pond, pond number 3, or whatever you want to call it, retention pond number 3. And then went ahead and headed on back out. Got everything loaded back up again. It's kind of a pain in the butt loading up all 3 in the truck without some kind of racking system. So I decided I've got to buy some kind of ladder rack, kayak rack, something to make that a lot easier, because I'm going to lose these kayaks. They're going to fall out. I'm going to do thousands of dollars damage to my kayaks, and that ain't cool, or get somebody else hurt in the process. So that would also be a tragedy in upon itself. So I gotta get that ordered. But the trip itself was great. All 3 of us had a great time. The kayak I'm in, the tri-balance, needs a different seat system. It's got a seat in it, but I'm not a big fan of it. So I either have to sit up on the top part and treat it more like a canoe where I'm sitting up higher, or I have to buy a more padded seat, because that's definitely what needs to be done. So anyway, that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys soon. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Set out yourself some little goals. This year's goal is set wrapped around 52. So I got 52 kayaking trips this year, and this is number 2. So I've only got 50 left to go. So talk to you soon. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Get out there, set a goal, make it happen, and make sure you love yourself.